Hey, it's been a little while, but I'm coming at you with another cooking video because this was actually requested of me, which is kind of surprising considering I can only cook like 3 things. But the people want what the people want, and I'm here to serve the Publix. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make caredowdd's locally famous ramen bowls. I do this more like a stir fry than like a typical like ramen bowl, whereas there's not as much like broth. But I still call it a ramen bowl because I make it with ramen. So I will say what you need. You need pretty much you'll see this is like I throw a bunch of crap in a pan and call it a dish. It's different every time I make it. It's just based on like what we have and stuff. So this is kind of like a whatever you have laying around, throw it in type of thing. But yeah, I'll just basically take you through my process on how I make my like stir fry ramen bowls, whatever you want to call it. So first up, I'm gonna go through and cut a bunch of carrots. I have like a cutting board and stuff. I don't normally use one, but I figured because I have so many vegetables today, it would be good to, you know, actually use a cutting board and not just throw it on a plate. So I'll be back when I have my carrots. And I think this broccoli still needs to be cooked as well. I don't think it's been cooked before. So the broccoli as well, just because those need to be cooked through before I actually put them in the dish so that they're not hard as rocks. I have my carrots and my broccoli, and now I'm gonna add them to the pan that I'm using. And then we're gonna cover it up with some water, you know, the usual, just to get them to soften up a little, because who wants to eat raw hard carrots or broccoli in their stir fry bowl? Not me personally. While I have those running, just to soften them up with some water, I am gonna cut up the rest of my vegetables so that I am not wasting any time doing other crap. All right, so I finished cutting up my other veggies. They're all sitting in here. I'm gonna add garlic in a moment, but if you couldn't tell by the steam, the carrots and the broccoli are like pretty much done. Add them right to my bowl of veggies. And I'm just gonna put some garlic in this as well so that all of my veggies are in one place, because I'll add them all in at one time. So I totally forgot to film it, but I made eggs to add in, and I'm just adding them into that same bowl that right now all my veggies are in, because I can just dump that whole bowl into there at once and it will make my life so much easier when it comes to the point where I need to use it. So this is what our like extras bowl is looking like right now. So what I'm gonna do now is actually like cook my ramen. Just follow whatever the package tells you to do. Also, if you couldn't tell by now, this is totally a one pot pan something meal. I don't know what you'd call this thing. It's like a deep pan, I guess. I'm not really sure, but that's what I'm using, and I literally use it and then I rinse it out between things that I do. But like, you don't need to like stop and wash it. It's the same thing for the strainer. Like my strainer still has like broccoli guts in it, and I'm just putting it again for the noodles done. Because this is easy. This is lazy, and I'm not trying to go for best chef of the year. I'm trying to go for I'm making my sister and I and her friend dinner. And that's just what it's gonna be. Okay, I did it off camera, but after your ramen is done cooking, you're gonna add the packets in like normal so the ramen gets like the flavor. And you're gonna add a little bit of soy sauce just to richen that flavor. Then you're gonna take a cup up, like a measuring cup of the broth and put it aside. And now we're going to strain our noodles and begin the assembly process, which is the worst part of this because I always feel like I'm gonna do something wrong. But I don't, and it's great every time because I'm great at cooking this. I wish I had a better angle to do this at, but I don't. So here we go. You're gonna spray your pan. That seems a little bit obvious. You're gonna put it on like medium to low heat. We're gonna start in by adding our bowl of add-ins. In here I have all of my vegetables, I have my egg, and I have my chicken. You're next gonna add any of your seasonings that you want. I'm going to do salt, pepper, a little sprinkle of sugar to like mild out the acidity. What else do I have out? Onion, garlic, a little bit of basil. I've been super into everything bagel seasoning. I think that the poppy seeds will taste good, and then sesame seeds. I measure with my heart. And yes, I know everything bagel seasoning already has sesame seeds in it, but also, like, I like sesame seeds. So we're gonna add some of that. Alright, once you have all your seasonings in there, I'm gonna add, like, start going with, like, sauce items. So, again, I measure with my heart. Little bit of sesame oil. There's a lot in there.
2 shots of vodka.
A little bit of soy. And we had teriyaki sauce actually, so I'm gonna add that in too. And your broth. And now I'm gonna put it back to medium heat and just stir and let this all heat up, warm up. The spinach and lettuce will cook down. Just make sure that you get everything like fully combined before you add your noodles. The noodles are literally the last step in this. Everything else needs to be cooked and added first. As you get that started to like mix around more, I gradually raise the heat. And I'm also gonna add in my noodles right now because I feel like it. That's kind of what this whole thing is like whatever I have and whatever I decide to do. There's not a science to it. Right now I'm like trying to cut up the noodles a bit. And then, like I said, it's just back to mixing it until everything is heated up, cooked down, and combined. On my end, this is the finished look. As you can see, I try to make my meals a little rainbow to where like you could see a little of all the colors. It's healthier that way. So there we go, guys. Caredowdd's ramen, how you make it. I serve them topped with more sesame seeds because yum. But yeah, you could pretty much serve it however you want or however you feel fit. Thank you for watching. Toodaloo.
Tell me only the bad guys.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
What the H?
Roll up to the party with my crazy
Fishy,
pink
fishy.
wig, but I can't get through the door.
Yeah, baby.
1% is human, 99 is right.
Dirty hoe.
Except I gotta fix my
Was that the
lips.
bite of 87?
Hoes are jealous.
Mr. Worldwide.
Their men's want me.